He smashed it with What You Gonna Do, and the hits keep coming with their incredible new single Surviving. But now, live from the top of the tower with their cover of I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor. At first they were afraid, they were petrified, but then they nailed it. It's the brilliant Bastille.
First I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking how I'm gonna live without you by my side. Then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong. How to get along, thought I couldn't breathe without you. I'm in heaven, thought I couldn't see without you. Perfect vision, thought I couldn't last without you. But I'm lost and thought that I would die without you. But I'm living, thought that I would fail without you. But I'm on top, thought it would be over by now. But it won't stop, thought that I would self-destruct. But I'm still here, even in my years to come. I'm still gonna be here, 'cause I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder, I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it, I will survive. Keep on surviving, go on now, go. Walk out the door, just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. When you're the one that tried to hurt me with goodbye, you think I'd crumble, you think I'd lay down and die. Oh no, 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 I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I got all my life to live, I got all my life to give. I will survive, I will survive, 'cause I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder, I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it, I will survive. Keep on surviving. I'm better than that. I'm not gonna hate you in a magazine. I'm better than that. I'm not gonna tease you in the internet. 'Cause my mama told me better than that. I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive. Keep on surviving.
Best cover ever. Amazing. Of anything ever.
Amazing.
Like, of anything ever. I mean, wow, that was live. That was live down the corridor. How did they do that?
Yeah.
How do they do that? How did they... We don't know how you do that. Okay, so we got Will, and we got Kyle, and we got Dan, and we got Woody. How do you remember the names? Easy, WKD. Wicked. That's how I do it. Don't know how you do it. You have to use these tricks in show business. Okay. And we are talking about the brand new song from Bastille, and this is them with Surviving.
Had a grade 7, you weren't no cool ride. Killing time, flying high as I held on tight to you. To you. Did I blow my mind on the wild side, singing hallelujah to him every night with you. With you. And I'm not gonna lie, say I've been alright, 'cause it feels like I've been living upside down. But what can I say? I'm surviving, crawling out these sheets to see another day. What can I say? surviving, and I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine, I think I'll be fine. Ooh, yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Ooh, yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Like a thundercloud in November rain, is the black dog out running wild again for you? For you. Gonna stream my way to a better life, but a daydream crashed like vanilla sky to you. To you. Cause I'm not gonna lie, say I've been alright. Cause it feels like I've been living upside down. But what can I say? I'm surviving, calling out these sheets to see another day. What can I say? I'm surviving, and I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine, I think I'll be fine. Ooh, yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Hey, what can I say? I'm surviving, just crawling out these sheets to see another day. What can I say? I'm surviving, and I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine, I think I'll be fine.
More than fine. They're perfect. Bastille are so good. So good at their job. We got Dan and we got Kyle, we got Will, we got Woody, and we got Charlie Barnes. He's a bonus today on guitar and backing vocals. And John Ricipo Moore on saxophone. And by the way, I introed the wrong song there because they were ready to play Good Grief and they changed. I mean, in about 3 seconds to survive, and they were completely set up for a different song. So thank you, gentlemen, for that. Wow. Let's just discuss how good that was, is, always will be with Dan from Bastille. Dan, how good was that?
Insane, yeah. we were just commenting on like the jump in styles from that to what we're about to play next.
Yeah,
but it's what a lineup in that band.
Oh
right?
my goodness me! And they had the tour booked, you know, because it's a fun project. So
yeah, it must be.
I think the tour was like the thing they were looking forward to. They said, oh, what the heck, let's do the album as well. And now they can't do the blaming tour. I know we've had this conversation 1,000 times, but it is so frustrating.
It must be really gutting. Yeah, it's what a supergroup. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Supergroups of old, of course. Have you been tempted? Have you been lured into one yourselves? Have you been near any supergroup action?
Not really.
Or I just haven't been invited.
Yeah, maybe we should get the call.
Maybe he's done it on his own without telling you.
Yeah.
You know,
sorry,
he's
mate.
Yeah. He's pesky. So look, WKD is how I remember everyone. You know that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Will, we got Kyle, yeah, we got Dan, we got Woody, Chris Woods, but we've got two new boys at the back there.
We do. Well, we've got Charlie Barnes.
Sorry, Charlie. Hi, Charlie. How are you?
An insanely talented multi-instrumentalist, and Ritipo.
Yeah.
Also known as John G over here.
Yeah.
Who's he plays on Surviving, so we thought we'd get him along and sax everything.
By the way,
up.
Great sax on Surviving, my friend. Loving that. Will, you all right at the back there?
I'm wonderful.
You are wonderful. That's exactly what you are. It's funny because when bands have been coming back in here, now thank heaven we can have you back in.
Yeah, thanks.
Playing live. They tend to strip back, but you've gone the other way, which is so Bastille.
Well, we haven't had the chance to play any music live all together in a really long time, so we've been super excited about this morning.
It's so funny because everybody's so grateful.
Yeah,
it's weird, isn't it?
All things that would have just been part of it before, now everyone's like, oh my gosh, we're together.
I know.
A sound check.
I know, what's one of those?
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It's this now.
Yeah.
It's great. We were rehearsing yesterday, and because we've mainly just been playing new songs, we played this one, Good Grief, and it's immediate flashbacks to like being on tour, like the sort of old life, and it was very surreal. So yes, it's nice. It's exciting.
Okay, now you do have a date booked, an optimistic date for mid-2021, don't you? which didn't seem that optimistic. It seemed very pragmatic a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
But what are you sensing now?
I have no idea.
Right.
I mean, I just really don't. I think Outside gigs, you know, over the summer, great. Now we're looking outside at the torrential rain. I just don't know. I mean, obviously, I think the whole live music industry is so like rearing to get going again. But obviously, it's this and lots of other sort of live focused industries have just been so heavily screwed and kind of unsupported as well, which is a nightmare. So we're just, you know, everyone wants to get back to it when it's safe and yeah. That's it, really.
I know. Forgive us, you know, if you're listening now, and I've had this conversation for the last few weeks with every single band that's come in, but I can't help having it because it's like it's just literally, forgive the pun, group therapy, isn't it?
Yeah,
we're just talking it out, aren't we?
Really are, yeah.
You know, and you discover more and more. There's always a new chapter to every time you have this conversation because you have a very regular crew. They've all had to get other jobs, haven't they?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Yeah.
They'll kind of delivery drive whatever they can to make a few quid.
Exactly. Yeah, it's you know, it's all these people who've sort of worked for years, their whole career, to do a kind of specific thing. And I guess I know that across so many different industries, like loads of people are having it so hard at the moment. It just happens that in this one, it's particularly tough because there's no real alternative. You can't really work from home, obviously.
Yeah.
And there's no real alternative. It's such a specific thing.
Yeah.
So, I guess, you know, we were going to have a quiet year this year. So, you know, we're sort of okay, but you know, for the guys that we work with, for our friends, for the crew, for other bands who had whole tours like pulled, it's a very
strange time,
yeah.
You know. And Sports Team were in a couple of weeks ago, who I am in love with. I think they are amazing.
So
Sports
good.
Team,
yeah,
and they, you know, what about their year? Their debut album this year. It was you know, and it's a great album, debut tour, promoting the most important thing that's ever happened to them isn't going to happen to them, and they're all 26.
Mate, it's tough. Also, all those opportunities, all things, you know, radio sessions, Glastonbury moments, you know, all those little things where people connect the dots, you know, supporting other bands on tour, all that stuff sort of gone away. So it's sad, but you know, I always feel like I should be optimistic. It'll be fine.
No, hang on a minute, because we're not being negative or pessimistic. We're just being realistic, and we're just having the conversation. And you've got to give it oxygen, you know. And once it's out there, it's okay. So, for example, here we go. So, just talking to Miles now off air, and Miles Kane, who's just a genius. Nearly swore then on my own show, but he's. I love Miles Kane. I love him. Right, I love everybody that comes on the show. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. And I was saying about, you know, I always say, you know, if you were gifted one wish by the genie in the bottle, you know, and it could be a time machine wish, where would you want to go? I just want to go back to I would want to go back to the 60s. I'd want to be a teenager in the 60s, and I just want to smell it. You know, Laurel Canyon, Woodstock, you know, Isle of Wight, you know, the Cavern, the 100 Club. I would want to be, just talking about it now, right, gives me goosebumps on the back of my neck. But I think we might get, not the same, but we might get a similar explosion of creativity when we can do things again, you know, en masse. Yeah. Because the cork has never been put in the bottle like this since the Second World War. I know it sounds dramatic, but when you lot can all do your thing again, we will all want to come and see you, and you're going to be we're all going to be so grateful. You're going to get the best audiences, and the audience is going to get the best performances, and I just can't wait for that moment. God knows when it's going to be.
I really hope that there's I guess the thing with this and this pandemic, it's so messy and complicated, and I think the sort of Hollywood narrative in all our heads is that they'll be like, oh, there's a vaccine, there's an end date, boom, done, everything back to normal. I think as wonderful and cathartic as that would be, I think, you know, we'll see. But you're right. I mean, that first gig that we get to go back to, the one that we play or the one that we go to as fans, is going to be the most happy, excited, receptive crowd you could possibly imagine.
Well, let's have the other question that we've been asking bands on a Friday. Actually, one of them asked it me, and then I've been carrying it on. Can you remember your first pint you were allowed when lockdown was lifted or loosened, and where it was? Your first drink in a public place. First of all, let's go to my friend Woody. I don't know why. See, Woody's like, yeah, I know where mine was.
I look thirsty, don't I? I look real thirsty. I was up at a pub called the White Thorn up on Dartmoor, near Plymouth. Right. Pint of cider it was.
Yeah, I had a pint of cider. That was my first one.
Good, isn't it?
Well, I don't normally drink cider. I don't know what came over me. I was just so grateful. By the way, how was the hair during lockdown? You know, how were you with the hair? Was it okay?
I'm glad someone finally asked. Like, no one cares anymore. It was tough, but you know, like, we got through it, the hair and I. But yeah,
good, looking
back stronger.
God, I wish I had the option. Right, Dan, first drink.
Just a pub around the corner from my house, outside.
Yeah,
being, you know, trying to be safe.
What was it?
I can't remember. Which is terrible. It's probably like a pint of wine.
A pint of wine.
Yeah, probably.
Good answer. Second only to a pint of Pernod.
What about you? What was yours?
My cider, ice cider, in a pub around the corner from where we live. A pint of, more ice than cider. It was absolutely gorgeous. Carl.
Pint of lager down in Tooting.
Yeah. And did you sort of, with the messages furiously exchanged saying, we can go out again, we're going to meet you here, let's go out now?
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm pretty lucky. I've got like a huge group of friends who I got them all down. Yeah, and that's the end of the sentence.
Yeah.
Who basically all live within about.
And then we were on the news.
Yeah. Run the news, please. Actually, yes. But we all live in about between 2 and 3 miles of each other.
Right.
So you send a message, and in 5 minutes you can be in the pub with like your best mates you grew up with.
Yeah.
And that was it. As soon as it was open, we were like right in the garden. That first pint.
Yeah.
And then that's where we ended it because we got to be responsible.
Yeah. Well, you were allowed 15 people.
You're allowed 15 pints actually.
Yeah.
So
forget the people. Bring on the pints. Will.
I met a friend for a coffee, but it was in a place that sold alcohol, and I had about 7 old fashions, but I started at 1 in the afternoon.
Strong. I mean, an old fashioned sounds good. You might think you're in a film when you're sipping an old fashioned.
Yeah, you just don't look like that.
Seven is.
But it started at 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I got looks from the guy I was at the bar. He was just like, "You want an old fashioned?" I was like, "Yeah, to go with my croissant. What's wrong with you?"
Yeah. Right, Charlie.
It was in lovely Lichfield, where I live, with my dear friend DJ Rob Day.
Yeah.
And I just had, again, just a classic lager.
Nothing wrong with that.
And it tasted all the sweeter for the friendship.
Cooking lager, we used to call it. Session lager. If it's less than 4%, it's cooking lager. Because you can go all day, my friend. Well, we could in those days. Hey, what about you, Ripto?
I was at the Toby Carvery with my dad.
Yes, mate.
And a classic pint of London Pride.
Nice, good, all right. Sorry, I introduced the wrong song before, didn't I? I can only apologise. But
it's all right. We only lost all of our souls to our feet.
Sorry, surviving with one you played before. Let's have Good Grief now, if you don't mind.
Nice. Here we go.
Bastille live with us today. How exciting!
Shut my eyes and count to 10. It goes in one ear out the other, one ear out the other, burning right till the end. Now you'll be missing from the photographs, missing from the photographs. My fingers, watching through my fingers. In my thoughts you're far away, and you are whistling a melody, crystallizing clear as day. Oh, I can picture you so easily, What's gonna be left of the world if you're not in it? What's gonna be left of the world? Oh, every minute and every hour I miss you more. Every stumble and each misfire I miss you more. Watching through my fingers, caught off guard by your favorite song. Will I be dancing at the funeral, sleeping in the clothes you love? It's such a shame we had to see them burn, What's gonna be left of the world if you're not in it? What's gonna be left of the world? Oh, every minute and every hour I miss you more. Every stumble and each misfire I miss you more. You might have to excuse me, I've lost control of all of my senses. You might have to excuse me, I've lost control of all of my words. So get drunk, call me a fool. Put me in my place, put me in my place. Pick me up off the floor. Put me in my place, put me in my place. Every minute and every hour, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you more. Every stumble and each misfire, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you more. Watching through my fingers, watching through my fingers. Every minute and every hour, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you more.
Awesome. How was that?
Really fun. Oh man, yeah.
Come on, tell me what you're feeling. You're thinking something now.
I just was when I was singing, I miss you. It was like, I miss touring and I miss the old life. Yeah, no.
It's so funny because last time you came in, you were in the groove and you're in the mix and you're in the middle of things, and you never take it for granted, and you always give it all the beans. But I could tell, we were part of a schedule.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like that anymore, does it?
Not at all.
Look at you. Buzzing, absolutely buzzing.
I've never been more excited to play to a bright grey office. Also, like, obviously, this setting is insane. Getting to have all of London behind you.
Yeah, and by the way, people can watch this because we're live streaming on Facebook. And if you can hear this and you're missing it, then it'll be on our YouTube channel forever after you go off the air today. So I think we're going to almost go straight into another song now. But before we do that, John Ritipo Moore, we have a live saxophonist on the programme. So we just have to have a bit of Pink Panther. I'm sorry. It's got to happen. Come on. It's got to happen. I don't care. Woo! Very cool. Very cool. What? Well, I wish I didn't really know it that well. What about the sax break from Baker Street?
Can actually give you This Morning Television.
Okay, go on. So if you want to know what musicians do in the day, take a wild guess. Brilliant. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. It's a one other week. What about Careless Whisper? Okay, we've got requests from your own band now. Woody, what do you want to hear?
Blind Date theme tune.
That's before my time, mate.
Okay, we'll believe him, won't we? That
one, yeah.
Right, so we go straight into what you're going to do. Okay, here we go. So, surprise release this summer featuring Blur's Graham Coxon. What are you going to do once again? Bastille live from the 17th floor of the News Tower.
Joni's on the A train, taking it the wrong way. Shiny on the surface, rotten on the inside. Shake, rattle and roll. You got control, got my attention. Make me tap and scroll. You got control, got my attention. You got us listening. So what you gonna do now? What you gonna do with it? You got us listening. So what you gonna do now? What you gonna do with it? Make me paranoid, love me, hate me, fill the void. What you gonna do with it? Sally's never outside, got a screen to hide behind. She says she's happy on the inside, got a lot of friends online. Shake, rattle and roll. You got control, got my attention. Make me tap and scroll. You got control, got my attention. Listening, you got us listening. So what you gonna do with it? You got us listening. So what you gonna do? Now what you gonna do with it? Make me paranoid, love me, hate me, fill the void. What you gonna do with it? So who am I? You decide. Inside out, you read my mind. What you gonna do with it?
Unbelievable. I just skipped down the corridor. I didn't want to leave. I know